going on, everybody?
Huh?
We're live.
We're
Okay.
live. We're live.
Philip, don't look so scared.
Don't look so shiny. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I get
Give me the fez. Give me the fez. I gotta have the fez.
honestly, if I just had like a
You're gonna
Bra-
stretch
like-
that thing out.
if I had like a green background or just some sort of colored background just to block out, it's the whiteness of you plus the whiteness of the wall and the fridge.
All right, there we go. No shine. We're good to go.
That bald spot.
Wait, wait. We need one of those comically large powder things, just right over the head there. That's what you need.
I just need to get. I got baby powder in there. I'm just gonna poof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Continue.
All right. I'm gonna get myself configured here.
Man, now I have to go back to the chat. When I logged in, it like took me out.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I had that happen.
/ OCD cast.
Okay.
Hey, there's a Mopco
/
trap.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can actually stream mobile games.
Ooh.
It's very interesting. That's how I found it, I think, was through that. And I'm like, I can use this for podcasting. Cindy's in the chat.
Wait, my picture didn't show up.
Oh, well. It says
Aw.
Cindy.
Yeah.
Okay. This is 116. All right, are we ready to go?
Yeah.
How shall I tell people to watch this, by the way? How can they watch
Do
it?
we have a link?
We're
YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all OCD cast. Any of the three of them.
Mhm.
So youtube.com/OCDcast, twitch.tv/OCDcast, or what I missed, facebook.com/OCDcast.
Mhm.
That way, everybody. This way, Roger can be happy because Roger's like, I don't like that you're on Facebook. And I'm like, nobody would talk to us on Twitch.
Well, he's at BGG-Con, so I doubt he's gonna watch.
Well, I
it.
posted on one of his status, like, if you
I
get
saw
bored.
that. Well, it was Tina's status, but
Yeah,
yeah.
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 Apparently, we have chats.
Hmm.
All right. Are you ready with the soundboard? Colin, are you ready?
You mean Calvin?
Calvin. Sorry.
I'm Colin.
There's Colin and Calvin.
That's like the second time.
I did that last time, too, I swear. Calvin,
I am
are
ready.
you ready?
I am ready, yes.
Okay. He had time to eat this time because of the
There we go.
Because the hour daylight savings time.
That's right.
Nice.
All right. Cindy, you good?
I'm tweeting.
That's fine. I'm just making sure.
Yep, I'm good.
Does that make you a twit?
No, because that's a trademarked netcast network.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Twit.tv. Anyways, we'll start the show in 3, 2, 1. This podcast is brought to you by Easy Roller Dice. Go check out their amazing stuff by going over to easyrollerdice.com. Live from OCD Studios, it's time for Boards and Swords.
Oh yeah.
Colin, I like the way you move.
Well, thank you for saying so.
That's right. This is Boards and Swords. This is a talk show podcast where we entertain the tabletop gaming community. That's how I put it in one of the descriptions for the live box. That sounds better than the world of tabletop gaming.
It's a little wordy, but it
Yeah,
gets the point
it's in
across.
progress. Entertaining the tabletop gaming community.
Oh, I like it.
It's good. Good stuff.
So I'm one of your hosts. My name's Chris, and let's go left.
Am I left?
Sure.
Okay, I'm Colin.
I'm Cindy.
And I'm being helpful.
No, you're not.
No.
Oh, I'm not blinding people with that giant bald
That's
spot on
Philip.
my face.
And we're not
Yeah.
alone.
We are not. Well, I mean, no, we're not alone. Have you ever watched X-Files?
Yeah.
Come on.
But we've tethered ourselves all the way again to the other side of the world, and we have Calvin again here with us.
Hi,
Hello.
Calvin.
Remember, this is audio podcast too.
I don't know what you could possibly mean, he said, waving at the audience.
I do it all the time.
I feel like we should just narrate what Calvin's doing. That would be
We're like the subtitles.
yes.
down.
Yeah, we are this audio subtitle.
Well, we almost had that because
The subtitles in this cast would have to read husky because I'm recovering from a cold.
ooh,
And I'm
oh no,
sorry.
we'll do the audio descriptive service that they have in some movies.
oh yeah.
The character walked into a room that
Oh no!
Let
So-
the record show that.
everybody vetoed that idea.
So
Okay.
hey, to all 3 of our chat rooms we've got going, we're all like meta now
right.
because we are streaming on multiple services now. So now you have more chances of winning sweet swag later in the show.
Being pulled in 10 different
Indeed.
directions.
Yeah, but so yeah, we got like Tom in there right now. I'm just hoping we get more later, but we just had one of the biggest gaming events in the world,
Yeah.
but none of the 4 of us went.
no.
So that's why I was like, hey, Calvin went. He could talk to us about Essen.
Yeah, I could.
What a bargain.
Or maybe his bear. I might want to have his bear talk about it instead.
What?
Oh,
Hang
You
on.
don't know about Colin the board game bear?
No. Oh, it's a polar
wait,
bear.
the bear is named Colin?
The bear is named Colin,
No
right?
wonder you're getting confused.
Isn't it Colin?
Yes, it is called.
Ha
Oh,
One
you-
L or 2?
You should have messed with him.
I think it's 1L.
It's Colin with 1L.
Okay.
All right, still unique.
All right.
Yeah.
Keith
Can
is
only
popping
have-
in to say hi. He just landed at BGG Con.
Hi, Keith.
Hey, Keith.
Oh God, I want to be at BGG Con so badly.
Right, right. Me
Only,
too.
if only it didn't have to be far away.
I know, right?
It's actually well, Dallas is only what, like 2.5-hour flight for us.
Probably. But
Yeah,
That's a
okay,
little
just rub
longer
it in
from,
for him.
other
Jeez,
places.
Cindy.
Well, no, Chris is like, yeah, like it is.
yeah, but a
far away.
flight. Yeah, but how? I
You got to spend 2 hours getting to the airport and
Yeah.
then 2 hours getting out of that
But it's
airport.
still closer than it is for Calvin.
I consider closeness to be more of a how much is it going to cost me to get there kind of
That-
thing.
that's it, yeah.
It doesn't matter how long trip wise it actually takes, but
Oh. Well then.
but before we get talking about Essen, let's talk about some news.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready.
My fancy dancy flashcards
do
here.
Do we have a button for the news?
We do.
Have
It's
you seen
in.
this? Have you heard about this?
Oh, that's right. That one.
Ah, the screen keeps going away on me.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? It's me saying it, so I literally could have just said it.
You
Like I
could've.
just did.
Yeah. So New Frontiers. It's the name of the board game version of the classic Race for the Galaxy card game from Rio Grande Games.
Mm.
Players will try and achieve variable goal cards as they try and grow their galactic empire.
All right.
This game will come with 60 colonists, 8 empire mats, and 0 dice. So guess how much interest I have in the game.
Well, they already have a dice game.
Also
I know.
0?
Also 0.
Oh my god.
Womp,
Yes,
womp,
you're right. There is a dice, and the
womp.
dice version is actually really good.
Yeah,
I do like
We
the-
just played it this week or last.
What if you
Saturday.
combine them?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Your hair looks nice.
Race and roll for the galaxy or the new board game and the dice game?
Yes.
Yes.
So something that's more up y'all's alley. Robinson Crusoe's getting an expansion.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
something about that.
It's called Mystery Tales.
Cool.
It comes with 10 new characters and a set of scenarios called the Lost City of Z campaign.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
This game has a pretty serious reputation, so I wonder which one's going to be harder. Playing the campaign or understanding the rulebook?
Don't hate on Ignacy.
He brought it on himself.
Yeah, First Martians. That was he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I've heard.
So speaking of cute, fluffy animals,
I love cute fluffy animals.
Root, the popular asymmetrical game from Leader Games, is getting turned into an RPG.
Interesting.
Nice.
It's coming.
I see it.
It's coming from Magpie Games with a Kickstarter in 2019. I'm just going to go ahead and caveat this. You guys are probably not going to get this joke. Philip may not even get this joke. Somebody out there might get it, but
Alright.
characters are going to play as the Vagabonds, travelers in the world of Root that are not currently aligned with one of the other factions.
Mm.
I just want to know, will it be a powered by the Apocalypse game?
Get out.
I get it. I got it.
Thank you. Somebody got it. I think last time.
Colin also got it because he has pause.
I think last time I was on here, I had a joke that I was afraid no one was going to get, and Calvin got it.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, that happened too. It's because I am a giant nerd.
Yes.
Yeah, don't think that of that as like validating that joke.
There is somebody
Oh,
that
no,
is.
It wasn't a good joke. But I'm glad.
Thank you, Calvin.
There we go. Yeah, he never said it. Like,
Hey,
He's like,
Phil,
I got
that
it.
joke sucked.
Phil, why I tell these next two jokes? Can you grab Arkham Horror off that shelf over there? Or Cindy should. Thank you. So CMON, they've gotten the rights to turn. This is interesting for you probably.
All right.
Night of the Living Dead
Oh yes, I
is
saw this.
from George Romero. It's right in front of your face. So Night of the Living Dead from George Romero is getting turned into a board game.
Yes.
Which of the 12 remakes?
The original,
No, it's the
like
original.
the
right.
night,
Well,
right,
there was
just
only
making sure.
one remake of
Yeah.
the original.
Okay.
The company will be working actually with, because I didn't know this, but apparently Night of the Living Dead went into the
Public domain.
public domain like as soon as it came out.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Like,
So
that's
they never
how-
copyrighted it?
yeah. Like
Huh.
that's how indie it was, and that's what
Mhm.
spawned the zombies, and that's why zombies are so
Yeah.
prevalent and everything.
Yeah,
But the
Colin-
company is working with the Romero estate to make sure that this is like the definitive, exact feel
That
of
they
the
wanted?
movie.
And that's why I'm excited about it.
Ugh.
But it makes sense. The movie came out 50 years ago, and that's how long it'll take me to paint all the minis.
Yes, it will.
See, that's a good joke. I like that joke.
Isn't it? I like that one too.
There's always one.
Yeah.
Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one.
Tell him, Peter.
Speaking of CMON, at the end of their Project Elite campaign, CMON announced their next Kickstarter,
Go
a
figure.
digital version of Blood Rage.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yep, this is why I told you need to sell them like
Yeah. Philip's all giddy over there now.
you need to sell them exclusive figures like ASAP.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Not much is known. They teased new versions of some of the original Kickstarter's monsters and even a new clan. So I'm guessing like stretch goals will be physical minis,
Hmm.
maybe.
Oh, for the original game.
All I know is I'm looking forward to having another form of drafting besides fanning the door when I'm on the toilet.
Oh my gosh. That was gross.
You expected better?
No.
The man has a point.
Have you?
Dumb.
How often do you sit in this room with us? And you expected
Not.
better.
It's too often.
So that's the news. Hey, Calvin, what's something you've played recently?
Oh, a bunch of stuff. New things from Essen. Most recent play was Railroad Inc.,
Oh, so good.
which is
Good.
which is
Still
my
haven't
first
played it.
which is my first physical roll and write game. My first
Ooh.
introduction
Mm.
genre. Yeah.
From what I've heard, that's a good start.
I think it was mine too, other than like Yahtzee. Like if we're throwing out Yahtzee.
Isn't like the
Oh yeah, because you
original-
played Gone Cover,
original
but you've
roll and
only
write?
played the app of it.
Correct.
Hmm?
Isn't that like the original roll and write?
What,
Yes.
Yahtzee? Yeah.
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 In fact, that's how they define it. Is like it's a game like Yahtzee where you roll dice and write things down.
I roll things out and write things down.
Hey, remember Ember Celica from when we were on Twitch? He's
Yeah.
back.
All
He's back
right.
in the chat.
Awesome.
So, Calvin, did you play just Railroad Inc., or did they throw either of the
Oh,
expansions
yeah.
in
Which version of Railroad Inc. did you play? The blue or the red?
I got the blue one.
Nice.
Sorry, that's inaccurate. My girlfriend got the blue one. I did not. I was not involved with the purchase of this. That's not me disavowing it. That was just her going like, I want to buy this game. And I'm like, yeah, okay, go ahead. And because one of the things that we wanted to do this year at Essen is that for our entire relationship, basically 8 years, I've been making all of the decisions regarding the board games. So this year at Spiel, she got to buy her own stuff and say like, and just make unilateral decisions. Like she's like, oh, this is a game about cats. I'm in.
She sounds like
And
me.
Yeah, exactly. It's Cat Lady by AEG, and it's really good.
Oh, I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that game, Calvin. Oh
It's
my
so
gosh.
It's pretty smooth flowing.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I remember hearing about it and saying like, I need to play this game.
I bought it with like you were there when
It
I
was
bought
last
it.
year's PAX.
PAX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll play it with you. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I just haven't had it for some reason. Just hasn't gotten to the
Yeah,
table.
it's like a 10-minute game for
Yeah.
2 players.
But what did you think of Railroad Inc? Getting back to that.
I really like it. I think it's very well designed. I like the fact that everybody has basically the same 28 pieces to work with, and then you have to come up with a better solution than the other people.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to answer your previous question, we have the blue version. My girlfriend Dee briefly contemplated getting the bundle, decided, okay, you know what, I'll just try one first.
Yeah.
And now she's regretting not getting the bundle.
Aw.
Have you
Yeah,
played?
that happened.
Have you played the expansion dice, the blue, the extra, the
Oh,
lake
no,
and the
no,
river,
we've only played the
base game?
base game so far. Yeah, we have not put the river in yet.
We haven't played the river, but Philip and I played the
We
lake.
played the lake.
That was really good because it just allows you to help connect your roots more because you can make this blob in the middle that kind of makes everything connect.
And not only connect your routes, you can also you can get rid of that penalty for having an unfinished route.
Right.
You can just randomly like, oh, this terminates at the edge of a lake, doesn't it? Bam, put it right in the middle of the board. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I want to.
So we played Railroad Inc. We played this game called Ganymede.
Why does that sound familiar? But I'm drawing a blank.
I haven't actually seen the game. I've heard about it a lot though.
Yeah, there's I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because there's like there were like 5 copies at Spiel, and I think I can't remember. Is it either that it's not allowed to be distributed in the US yet, or it's not allowed to be distributed in Europe yet? But anyway, Ganymede is it's like Splendor or Century Spice Road, basically. It's but in space, and that's really important.
Oh, is that
to
because
me.
Ganymede? I just typed in Ganymede, and that is the largest and massive moon of Jupiter.
Yeah.
I'm
So
assuming
it's-
that's related.
Yeah. So the object of the game is to move people from Earth to Mars to Ganymede, and then from Ganymede they will like fly off into space, and then you score points
Interesting.
based on how many ships you were able to load from Ganymede. So
Huh.
So the gameplay is basically like Splendor. There's a bunch of tiles in the center that everyone can choose. But how it works is, so let's say I pick a tile that says, oh, I recruit a blue meeple on Earth and move a red meeple to Mars. Right? So I need to be able to have a red meeple from Earth that I can move to Mars, and then I have to be able to have a plan for the blue meeple later, because the ships need to be loaded either one of a kind, so all 4 colors, or 3, sorry, not one of a kind. One of each of the 4 colors, or 3 of a kind. So you need to have specific plans for loading the meeples onto the ships.
Gotcha.
To get onto. I like it a lot more than Splendor, not least of all because it's in space. And also because I feel like the decisions are harder and much more influenced by what other people are doing. So
I found what I'm assuming is the artwork. Like, it's not card art, but it's just generic artwork for it on BGG. If this is what's in the game, I need this game because this artwork is phenomenal.
It's a great game.
Oh yeah, it's a nice looking picture there.
It's by a Korean designer named Hope Wong, and I'm always very happy to support more East Asian designers in board games.
That's great.
Yeah, I was flipping through some of the pictures. I hadn't
good.
gotten to the actual components yet, but yeah, the screenshots that they had of the concept art. That's when I was. That's the word
Yeah,
I'm
it's
looking
beautiful.
for.
I really like this style of artwork in general.
Yeah,
The like
It's a kind of pastel.
it's like a pastel polygon esque.
it's the whole like the hard edges and angles of the polygons
Yeah.
put into nice curves and flowing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that is cool.
Okay, here we go. Now I've got pictures.
And
Oh yeah.
actual-
Oh yeah. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, Ganymede is a really good game. It'll be coming out soon and this is my favorite publisher name of all time. Okay, of all time. The publisher is called Sorry We Are French.
That's amazing.
Right. So
That's
it's a
awesome.
French South Korean production. I believe that. I believe that the European publisher is Lucky Duck Games, or is it the I can't remember. They said it. They said it to me. It's either they have the rights to distribute in Europe or the US, and I can't remember which is which.
Lucky Duck was at
Lucky Duck was at Dice Star Con,
Con,
but it's owned by isn't Vincent like French?
He's European of some kind.
Yeah.
Well, that would make
I think he's
sense.
French. So
Okay.
I don't know which one it would be at this point.
This is
I was about to play the new Pictomania.
there's a
My
new
father-
one.
It's like
Oh,
in a
yeah.
codename size box
I want to
now.
play
Oh,
it.
because everybody's got to have this XXL box style.
What?
No, but this one is smaller.
small.
Oh,
It's like the original Codenames box.
Yeah.
oh, I thought you never mind.
I like Pictomania.
Ignore me. Continue.
But yeah, how's
Yeah,
the
so
new?
we-
No, I say code names now.
Pictomania.
Yeah, how is it?
Pictomania is pretty good. I really like it actually because I don't have any drawing games, and this is going to be my first one.
Mm.
And what I liked about it is that it values speed and precision over actual fidelity.
Oh yeah.
Like for example, if the word is okay, so here's how it works, right? So there's 3 cards that get put out in front of you, and each card has a category. So for example, one of the categories could be cats, and then the second category is vehicles, and the third category is nations, right? And so, for example, on the cats one, it might be, tiger, lion, lynx, ocelot, leopard, right? And then you'll be randomly assigned one of the 3 cards and one of the items on that card to draw. And everyone else at the table who's playing has to guess which one you drew.
While drawing their own unique item.
Yeah, while drawing their own unique item. Yeah, so and it's a speed game too, because the faster you guess, the more points you get. But if you get it wrong, then yeah.
Then you get nothing.
Then no, worse, you lose points.
Yeah.
Oh really? I don't
Mhm.
remember that.
You lose points, yes.
I must
Is
have
it
never
still,
guessed wrong.
You want to make sure like that you give away all of your whatever, like you're penalized.
Yeah, you want to draw a good thing so that people guess your stuff, because you get points if people guess your stuff.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Right? But you also want to guess other people's stuff because
You
and
get
and the rule is you can only guess if you finish drawing.
Right.
So you have to finish your drawing and you can start guessing.
Yeah.
So what I was saying earlier about precision over fidelity, when I drew a lynx, I had no idea whether, because my drawing is terrible. It's bad. So I had no idea whether it was going to be, if I drew a cat, that people wouldn't be able to pick that out from all the other cats.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't remember if the lynx was the cat with the tufty ears or not.
Oh
Or the,
yeah.
Yeah. So I just drew like 3 links of a chain.
Ah.
That's clever.
That's where I was going
And
with
I'm
that.
pretty sure lynx do have the tufty ears.
Yeah, no, they
I like
do.
his drawing though
Yeah.
better. That's
That's much
Yeah.
more like accurate to get somebody to guess what.
well, and it's creative.
Yeah.
Now, how are the cards labeled in this new version? Because I think the original it was just symbols,
Yeah.
and it made it confusing, like
Oh, no,
figuring out
it's
which
that-
card was yours.
No, so the game comes with a little stand for the 3 cards,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're labeled A, B, and C.
Oh,
That's
so
what I
much
thought.
better.
Yeah, and it's
okay.
numbers going down the cards.
Each card has seven items. So C7 means you're drawing card C, item 7.
That's so much
Yeah,
better than how
the
it
old one it
was
was like you're.
Do you
drawing-
have the old pic?
No.
No, we played
Oh.
it at Dice Tower Con the first time we went. But yeah, it was like circle square is your shape that you're not square circle square.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now it's just A, B, and C, which is much clearer.
That's good.
Yes, definitely.
So we played it. We played it a couple times. We played it with a small child who loves drawing, and the small child who loves drawing had an absolutely amazing time.
Good.
Like I said, I'm very, very, very bad at drawing. So
Same here. I mocked
but it
the
was-
whole time.
He did.
no, but that's it, right? Like you don't have to be good at drawing to work to be good at this game, because all you need to do is convey the specific concept that's different from all the other concepts. Like, how do you differentiate, Italy from the 6 other countries on there? You draw a pizza,
Right.
right? You don't draw the flag of Italy, and you certainly don't draw like, a statue. You just draw a circle, draw a bunch of other circles on it, cut it into 8 slices, you're done.
or
So
a boot.
or a boot, yeah. Or you
Or the Pope.
exactly. Yeah, draw the Pope hat or whatever. The idea is to do it fast and
Yeah.
to do it
Yeah.
Concise.
and to do it in such a way
Right.
that, yeah.
Because the faster you're done, the quicker you can start guessing other people's things.
Yeah, correct.
So I'm guessing the thumbs up. This is good.
Yeah. For a drawing game, it's very good. It's obviously way better than Pictionary.
Yes.
And I just think it's a solid design, and it's a really good little party game. And I think that Czech Games Edition is just really, really good at releasing good, cool party games. I mean, I like their heavy stuff too, and I want them to release more heavy stuff. But I do
Right.
understand that cute little small box party games sell
Yep.
more units and probably have a higher margin. So I'm not going to begrudge that. I mean, like, the fact that Codenames is selling like 37 billion copies is probably what's funding
Everything
the
else.
the Through the Ages expansion, the Through the Ages digital edition. I mean, they worked on that for like, what, 2 years? Like, tell a board game company, like, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to work on this app for 2 years. And they'd be like, no, but Codenames allows them to do that, and hopefully Pictomania and Trap Words and That's a Question and all the other party games continues to allow them to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm all for getting some good party games out there, because that seems to be the standard gifts. Like, I don't know what to get this person. I'll get them a party game that's
Yeah.
really dumb.
Oh yeah.
And
I feel like I should get a bunch
No,
of
no, no,
like if you want a good party game that's small. Speaking of drawing games, Fake Artist Goes to New York
Yeah.
is only like,
yeah, but it's
clar-
not.
to
It's
clarify,
not us
I-
gifting. It's people gifting
Oh,
to us.
Yeah, to
okay.
clarify, I was saying getting code names and Pictomania out
Right.
there is a good thing
Yeah.
to get rid of some
Well,
of the,
I was just throwing because we're getting into holiday times.
Oh,
and if you
yeah.
want a stocking stuffer
Yeah.
or for a drawing game, that's a good stocking stuffer.
That Bob Ross game was pretty good.
Yeah, but that doesn't exactly fit in a stocking.
Depends on how big your stocking is.
Very true.
Yeah.
You know what
I
they
don't
say
kinda-
about people with big stockings?
They get big presents.
They get a lot of presents in this stuff. Or just one really big present. That's what
You
it is.
need 2 hooks for it.
That's right.
The big game I got at this Essen was Lisboa.
Ah.
And
Ah,
I could not believe how heavy this damn game was. It's like
didn't you play this ball?
No, I
Ah.
hate the way it looks. I can't stand it.
Ah, okay.
what? It's gorgeous.
I'm
no,
like
I
the
understand.
one person that
I
finds it
understand-
hideous.
I don't like it
I
either,
understand
Colin.
why you don't like the look, but I think it's.
I understand why you don't like it.
It just looks like blue money to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like you dropped the entire game into blue dye.
Yeah.
But, oh no, I accidentally picked my copy up at the treasury.
We just minted you a fresh new game. All right, I'm
Sorry.
gonna move on because I have a
I
game
get that people like
I really want
way
to
it
talk
looks.
about, and that is Arkham Horror 3rd Edition.
Haven't you talked about Arkham Horror before?
That was
I've-
first and second edition. This is third
Sure.
edition.
I have actually.
Come on.
And the card game.
I
That's
don't know
right.
if I've talked about the original Arkham Horror, like not original, but like second edition. I may have a long time ago, but yeah, I managed to get a copy of 3rd edition, the new Fantasy Flight. Basically, all right, we've given up on Eldritch Horror, which is what I said at the end flight. I was next to Roy Cannaday and Chaz Marler, and I just like whispered into Chaz's ear. I was like, AKA, we don't have anything else we can put out for Eldritch Horror.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're like a George Costanza. That's gotta hurt.
No.
Oh, Georgie boy.
So yes, this is going to be a very weird review for me because I had to like come at this from different angles because like I feel like this is Arkham Horror is a weird review because I can't review it just as a game because it's not a standalone game. It's one of many Cthulhu games.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a lot of people like me that have multiple of them. So it's like, where does this fit in this, when you've got all these kind of games? And like for instance, if you liked Arkham, so I will say this: if you liked Arkham Second Edition and you liked Eldritch Horror, like you really like those games, you're probably not going to like Arkham Horror Third Edition because they've really streamlined and changed the game. It's not like a successor mechanics wise. I believe I said in the Gen Con recap where I said it's basically Arkham Horror the card game, the board game.
Yeah.
I've played it all the way through. That fact has not changed. This is basically Arkham Horror the card game, the board game.
Huh.
So instead of having a standard map, which means that like when you have expansions, you have different sideboards, this has modular tiles.
So you can just pop in another
So
tile.
yeah, like if you have an expansion, you could just pop in your board state. You're not going to have this sprawling game. I'm theorizing here.
The sideboards and all that.
Yeah, I'm theorizing here based on like what I'm seeing as design choices. Oh yes, I saw your picture by the way of Nikki Valens. I was definitely jealous. So in this game, it's just like every other kind of Cthulhu or Arkham Files game where you have a scenario, great old ones rising up, you have to go around solving mysteries. Now this does act more like Arkham Horror and Eldritch Horror in that you're using dice to solve these problems, which puts points in its favor. But one of the things when I got its initial when I originally played this at Gen Con, one of the things I didn't understand because the guy wasn't really making it clear was how do you win? Because we only played like 2 rounds, and he was like, "Oh, there's this card that says we need to do these clues." I'm like, "Okay, do we win if we get all those clues?" So I realized now going through this, basically, did you ever play the Fallout board game?
I didn't. I didn't get to try that one.
Did you see enough of it? Like, did you get to watch how it played at all?
I'm terrible with Fallout
Okay.
stuff.
So
I know take my bottle caps. I know that Fry reference.
But basically, there's a deck of cards. And so you have like a deck sprawl of like, these are your active cards. And a card will say, when this condition's met, discard this card, draw card 78 instead.
Gotcha.
Which, honestly, the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, this is basically like the Act deck and Agenda deck from Eldritch Horror, or from Arkham Horror, the card game, just in a bigger, huge deck with all of them shuffled together so they could get reused.
Okay.
Basically, it does that. But it also, the big thing about this is it does have the encounter bits where there's a card deck for each neighborhood. And it does have that kind of bit like Arkham and Eldritch Horror, where if you're in a location, you're going to draw a card and they get shuffled in. But it's also one of the big mechanics that's different in this. It has a very pandemic-esque mechanic to it, which is that like instead of Doom being on a track that ticks down, when bad things happen, Doom spreads on the map. And if 3 Doom are in an area or 5 in a neighborhood, you get this abnormally explosion, basically, and if any more Doom pile onto there, they go straight to the scenario card, which usually results in bad things happening.
Gotcha.
So you have to, like, jump around the board, like, containing these abnormalities, anomalies, that's the word.
Hey.
Containing these anomalies. So, I really like this game. In fact, if you notice on the shelf, Eldritch Horror is gone. Like, I put it up for sale on an auction, and it went, like, immediately. And it is actually out of the house. Like, all the Eldritch Horror stuff is gone already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that surprises me is there's been 2 other games that have been talked about with modular tiles that you said, I'd rather have a board.
Now, I do say I would rather have a board. But I still like what this is doing better than Eldritch.
It's overcome that aspect.
Like, I would still like a board, but also, I guess this also ties into the fact I've seen what boards do to Eldritch Horror and Arkham Horror.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why.
It's working in its favor.
Yeah. So, yeah. But the big question is, where does this game fit in, the grander Cthulhu game? I did some this is where I've been doing a lot of my thinking on this, because it's like, yeah, of course I'm going to, like, anybody that's read this or that signed in here probably knew what I was going to say about this game before I even started talking. What people really want to know is, I have Mansions of Madness. Do I need to buy this game? And I will say no. If you have Mansions of Madness, then you probably don't need Arkham Horror. If you have Arkham Horror, the card game, then you probably might want this game, because I will say this is a easier to get to the table than like Arkham Horror, the card game, because there's all the deck building and there's a lot of setup, and there's the scenarios in there are more campaign. These are more standalone. This kind of definitely takes the niche that was Eldritch Horror, where if you just have 4 players wanting to play a Cthulhu game, drop this on the table. But like, as far as an immersive experience, I think I still put Mansions of Madness. Of course, it also has a personal vibe because Ashley loves the game, so that's why it kind of edges out there. But I will say, if you don't have any of the like FFG Cthulhu games, this is the one to get. It's not super expensive like Mansions of Madness. I mean, depending on your definition of expensive, I think it does retail for like $60.
Yeah, but for what you're
Does it have
getting.
minis?
Was that?
Does Arkham Horror have minis?
No, it doesn't.
That would
But
cut down on cost.
It uses the same characters, so technically I could pull my minis from Mansions of Madness and put them in here because it's the same characters.
Should test that out, see if they fit in the unit squares or hexes, whatever they're at.
Oh, the spaces are huge.
Okay.
It's
They're giant spaces.
Can you fit a mob in one of the spaces?
Yes. So yeah, but like, I'm sure you could probably get this online, cool stuff or something for like 40, 45.
I think I've seen like it floating like in my sidebar on BGG for like in the 40s.
Yeah. So like, definitely at that price, like, this is a good buy.
Cool.
Especially if
This-
you
Good.
Just to randomly plug, on boardgameprices.com, the website for which I am the content director,
Ooh.
I am seeing prices for as low as $39.96. Although the average price that is in stock right now is like $50. So
Although
yeah.
I will, while he's plugging that, I will say, by the way, I started using that because especially I started using that for pricing for used games. For like, this is what it's going for new. What should I price when I'm selling games online for used? And that site is great because it's like, it does like all, it's like a, what's the word? Correlate all the different sites like Amazon, Cool Stuff, Miniature Market.
It's all in one place.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice. I like it.
Um,
I've used it a couple times.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, like, if you have, like, I think Mansions of Madness is a superior experience because it does get you into the game more, and it's got minis. That's got it. But like I said, this is a good entry point. And by the way, if you have Mansions and you have Arkham Horror, the LCG, and you have Eldritch Horror, you're going to buy this game anyways because it doesn't matter what I said. You're a Cthulhu fan, and you've probably already pre-ordered it.
It sounds like it fixes what my problem was with the Arkham Horror card game.
That's what I was wondering.
It fills in that big box rule set with a big box game.
Yeah. Yeah. And as for so it does come with like 4 old ones, which each have their own separate deck. And I was worried how that was going to be replayability wise, but I've only played the first mission. I've played it multiple times, and each time was a different experience. Like, yeah, the overall quest is the same, but like, one time I was playing by myself and it was an easy time. The next time we were working on one thing and that area over there got out of control and it just went south from there. So yeah, like, I've had unique, even though that there's still, like, I still have technically like 75% of the box left I could do.
Give it a month, there'll be like 3 expansions.
That was one of the things I saw. They're like, I expect by now to already have an announcement for the first expansion.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Any questions on Arkham Horror 3rd Edition?
So this is officially out right now?
This is officially out. Yeah, this came out at I think Halloween is when it came out.
Oh, good timing.
I've already like tricked this thing out too. Like, I will say, this is one of those you're going to want to get. Like, I went and they've got these like geek boxes. I got like 3 of them for like $2.
Yeah.
They're great.
They're nice. And they stack. They stack on top of each other.
Yeah, they
really
stack on
nice.
top of each other, and it's great because there's just a lot of pools. I'm trying to think. What's the word?
Tokens.
Tokens. Thank you. There's just a lot of stacks of tokens. I am just all words wise. I can't think.
So how many? How much of the box was cardboard punch outs?
Most of it.
Okay, gotcha. In
There was-
true, in
there
true
was-
Fantasy Flight fashion.
It was the trench and then a stack of punch
and then
board.
a stack of punch board.
Yeah, because you got the modular tiles.
And then
I'm
a
sure they
card,
were
a
all
deck
in-
of cards underneath. That was it. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Oh yeah. All the modular tiles had to be punched out. I just put them in a row and just like mega punched one of them, and they just flew out.
I love that.
Oh man. No, the Power Rangers board game.
That's gonna be mostly minis.
It's mostly minis, but they've also, I think, 2 of our stretch goals were upgrading a lot of the cardboard tokens to plastic tokens.
A la
Cool.
the Rising Sun way.
Oh yeah.
But Philip got to play a game.
What's that?
Philip played Tiny Epic Galaxies.
That's right. I did
Is
play Tiny
that
Epic Galaxy.
so?
Yes, I did.
And how
So
was
tell
that?
us about it.
Yeah.
It was tiny and epic.
Oh my god.
And there were galaxies.
And there were galaxies. And I completely ran the table until the last turn. I was just bam, 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 bam. Hey, Philip, how many points you got showing? I got 18 points showing. Corey's like, I got 24 points showing. How about that? I'm like, oh, this is your house. Can't really tell you to leave, but fine.
Yeah, so this is the one Tiny Epic game I've actually liked so far because it's mainly dice rolling and, dice selection and trying to I sucked at this game that we played. The game that we played, though, I just couldn't get anything. I could not get an engine going.
Ah.
So there's a mechanic where you can spend an energy to re-roll dice. You don't know how many times I spent an energy re-roll dice to get the same exact
same
die.
dice.
5 times. I would have 5 energy, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pump this, and then same dice, same dice, same dice. Come on now.
That's amusing.
Great.
The complete exact opposite problem. The 3 crests. They match.
So it was good.
It was
enjoyed
it
it?
was good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed playing it. It's getting me hyped up for Tiny Epic Mechs.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Got it punches that level of interactivity.
Mhm.
Because I know you can follow people or
Yes.
something
Yep, that was one of the.
You,
It was
you can creep.
Yeah, you can spend a resource to that was what I ended up having to do a lot of times. I really need to do this thing. I'm not getting this thing. Corey rolled the thing. All right, I'm gonna do the thing because Corey did it.
But we also had to adjust the rules a bit because we were rolling our dice
oh yeah.
and then we were looking at them and everyone else was kind of busy looking around and plotting. So we would go through and do all of our actions and be like, hey, did anyone want to follow the 7 things I just did in a row?
Yeah, because everybody be like, oh, I wanted to follow that thing. I'm already on the next die.
Yeah, I'm already 3 die past that.
Yeah.
You're late.
Well, cool. I'm glad it was good.
But yeah, very very fun game.
Calvin, have you played any of the Tiny Epic series?
I have missed all of them, sadly.
Yeah, I haven't touched it.
I've only done Western, Galaxies, and now Zombies. I did Zombies at the Invitational. That was okay. That's why I didn't talk about it really that much.
It also plugs the form factor. I love that.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
great. Nice
yeah, that
tiny
is
box.
nice
Boom,
because it
throw
just
it on the table.
it
Let's
just
go.
slides in my in my bag real nicely.
That's-
And the lid becomes a
Yeah.
dice tray.
And the lid becomes a dice tray. It's even labeled in the lid. It says dice tray.
Nice.
Nice
Oh, that's
For me,
artwork
I think
inside of it too.
my favorite thing about mechs is just the mechs. The fact that you can have some mechs and you put the meatballs in them.
Yeah.
It's the Tiny Epic game that has me definitely the most interested. But I still don't know if I want to get it. I'll have to look some more about the gameplay. Just because I have I'm not sure about. I'm just not sure that it fills a hole in my collection that I need.
Well, if the hole's about 4x6, I think it'll fit.
I was about to say, even though it will probably fit very nicely on my shelf.
All right. So if you do get it, I'm an associate producer. My name's in the book.
Yeah, he paid lots of money just to get his name in the book because he doesn't back a lot of Kickstarters.
I don't, but when I do,
You go
I go
all
whole
in.
hog.
Mhm.
It's gonna be like on the Jerk. Things are gonna start happening to me now.
Okay, so you guys want to talk Dragon Castle?
Let's talk
Sure.
Dragon
This
Castle.
is a rare one that like I don't know if Calvin's played, but the four of us here at the table have played the game.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that is odd.
It was very big at 2017 Essen.
That's right, because it came out. It was a horrible games from last year that CMON just brought over this year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw
Gotcha. I see.
everyone was talking about Dragon Castle at Spiel last year. Well,
Yeah, this
not
is-
everyone, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. This is the same people that make Potion Explosion.
Okay, gotcha.
Same branch, I guess.
And Railroad Inc. You said,
Yes,
right?
that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, Dragon Castle. It's a mahjong inspired tile
Yeah.
drafting castle building game. Like you are on your turn, you're doing one of three things, I think.
Yeah.
You can take a pair of tiles, one
Mhm.
from the top, one from anywhere else that matches. You can take a tile from the top and then take like a
Hat, like a little roof.
a
a
They look
shrine.
like- they look-
Shrine. They call
they
it
look
shrine.
like-
They call it
Yeah.
They
shrine,
look
that's
like
right.
hats, though.
Yeah. And the last one is you can just take and discard a tile
Yeah.
and get a point. And I think I did that once just to mess Cindy over.
You did.
I-
Hey,
I
think
can't
we,
let
I think
you
we
have
did that
this.
in our game. Where
we did that. I specifically did that to aggravate Bebo. Like, because like I mean the player boards are all right there, so you can just look over. I'm like, oh hey, Bebo needs those 2 black tiles to match it. I'm just mine. I don't really need them, but they're mine now.
Yeah. He did that to me once.
But yeah, you're setting them, trying to arrange them in your grid to where they touch just at the right time, to where you like max out your points.
Right.
Then you flip
'cause
them over.
You flip them over, and you need the shrines to get that. And it's good. It's nice, solid design, I think. And what I really like, they tell you not to play with it your first game, or if you do, to use the basic powers like the spirit and the
Right.
dragon cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said this is easy enough. Cindy's like, what's to say about them? No, we're playing with this.
It
And
was
she's-
fine.
Yeah, we were both fine. And
Yeah, and that's where
but
you
we're
need it. They're
experienced
basically
gamers, so-
extra powers,
yeah,
kind
it's
of.
an optional power. You discard a tile to use this other power, and the other card is just an extra scoring condition at the end of the game.
I didn't use the extra power, but I did the scoring condition.
And one complaint I have about this is those dragon tiles,
Mm-hmm.
the purple ones. It's difficult to tell that they were actually different designs on those.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
Because
I saw
the
him cheat.
The when you complete certain ones, depending on the dragon or the border, depending on some of the designs on the tiles.
Yeah, you'll put like 1 or 2 shrines on it. And
Right.
like the dragon ones, the purple ones, you'll get actual like a point after you flip them too.
2
Right.
shrines and a point. But no, what he's talking about is he drafted
Yeah, 'cause
2
yours-
purple
they have to
tiles because they
match.
have to match.
Right.
And I looked later and I'm like, honey, those 2 tiles don't match. How did you get them? He goes,
Well, that wasn't what you said. You just said like, wait, are these dragons different designs?
yeah.
Oh, they are.
And so then he had 3 different tiles
so
because
so what you're saying is Colin cheated.
he did.
I announced it too. I mean, she was the only one there, but I was like,
You just stood up.
You
like,
told the cats?
I cheated.
I
I declare.
think bankruptcy. Yeah. Yeah, I accidentally cheated.
Yeah. So and he
Accidentally on
ended
purpose.
up
Accidentally.
he ended up winning. So I don't know if it would have changed things
By
had
like
he
4
not.
points too, so it was like
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. So, but it was fine.
Accidentally cheated.
Right.
There's been plenty of games where we've
Where Cindy
one or
cheats all the time.
no, where one or
I'll back up some for her to redo something. Then.
Right. exactly. So it didn't bother me too much.
So one of the things, so I sent this to you guys to look at because I played it a couple times. I played it with like Chloe. I do like it's very simply complex.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is depth to
That's
it.
a capstone term, by the way.
I know. it's not.
It's
It's
easy
got
to
it's
play,
got
but
some
it has
depth, but
depth.
yes, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I flirted with the idea in my head. It's like, my mom could probably get this. Wait, no, I don't think my mom could get this. Because like she's good with like tile laying games, and like this is tile laying. So
Right.
but incorporating, okay, where am I pulling my tiles from? What am I matching up on my board?
Right.
That's a whole different story of complexity there.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to think about it, but you can get bogged down in the options.
Right.
Yeah. Like on the other hand, I think my mom would love this because she played like the whole Microsoft DOS
Mahjong?
Mahjong game.
Oh yeah.
So she
was-
played that
I
like
was
a
on that.
ton. So I think but like definitely like if you look at the game, you look at the components, and you're like, that looks cool. This game's probably for you.
Was
Yeah,
that,
and there's
is
a
that a
different.
DOS or a 3.1?
It was probably 3.1.
I played it on 95.
The 95?
Yeah,
The Bow Wep pack?
I used to play it on the Hoyle board games.
but I like that there's different layouts.
Right.
Like
oh yeah, we just did
I
a
automatically
random one.
wanted to just like I'm picking one of the ones in the back that says it's good for 2 players. It's
Mhm.
like,
You're talking
okay.
about the initial tile setup.
Yeah, because you could do just the standard one, which is good for like any player count, I think.
Right.
On the 2-player board, 2/3 player, I think is what the board is, and then you can just do the other side of the board, which is like freeform.
right.
like-
Right.
We're doing freeform.
One of
Yeah,
the things I do appreciate. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Sorry. Did you want to finish your thought first?
I was saying it was good.
True story.
Yeah,
All
sorry.
right.
Because of delay, sometimes I want to come in and then someone anyway. Yeah. So one of the things I do appreciate that they did for this game, Dragon Castle, is that they hired a Taiwanese artist.
Oh.
Yeah, because a lot of the time when you have Asian-inspired or Asian-themed games, sometimes the publishers don't actually hire Asian people to work on them.
Yeah. Like Rising Sun and that monster that ended up being some dude in New Zealand.
What?
What monster?
Wait,
Yeah,
does nobody? Am I the only one here besides Calvin that knows that story?
I think so.
More than likely, because you're the Rising Sun guy at this table.
So, Rising Sun had sorry, I'm kind of stealing Calvin's point.
No.
But-
You're
Proving
continuing my point. Please
Yeah,
stop.
I'm kind of making his point. Rising Sun had an expansion monster that when somebody was doing the like when I don't remember, some expert was like, this isn't actually an Asian inspired monster, but if you do a Google search and like look at the Wikipedia page for like Japanese monsters, it showed up. And if you look at the source history of who edited that, it was some random dude in New Zealand that
Oh
it was
my gosh.
it was his username, and he put it in the listing. And somebody at CMON, whoever was designing Rising Sun or doing some of the backwork, they're like, that sounds like a cool monster. So this dude's
Oh.
username ended up being a monster. They actually made a big deal about it, and they actually gave the guy a copy of the game, like as a joke, like, ha, we made it funny. But
Wow.
yeah, that just kind of
Wow.
like going to Calvin's point.
That's great. They pulled
And
up the. They
and
pulled up-
terrible.
They pulled up the Wikipedia page. They're like, all right, every 4th entry, that's what we're going to put in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That one right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one right there. And then this dude just happened to be in the. That's great.
It's one of those. It's great and how awful it is.
Yes.
It's also great for burning a ton of goodwill with a lot of your customers.
That one.
So
But so I appreciate Horrible Games hiring. Her name is Sinyi Chu, to work on the art for Dragon Castle.
It is beautiful art. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's a CMON game.
That means nothing to me.
Name me a CMON game that doesn't have beautiful art.
Well, I think you would say Lorenzo.
I mean,
It's
It's not.
Horrible Games originally, right? Like CMON
Yeah.
licensed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Lorenzo has Clemens Franz, which you've been
It's not
outspoken
bad.
about.
It's not bad art. I just don't like the game. It's just not a good game. Like I didn't say name a bad game. I just said bad art.
You said a CMON game that had bad art.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not saying
fine.
it's bad
Council
art.
of Four.
Council of
Hate
4
it.
is good art.
Hate it.
You can't talk because your version of Council of 4 looks like I had diarrhea after eating a bunch of Catan pieces.
No, my Council of Four art is so much better than the CMON version.
No.
the CMON
don't-
version looks like monsters.
All right,
Terrible.
Colin. So while these two hash it out, what's next on the agenda?
I would love to have like a kind of a melding.
Bless you, Calvin.
Sorry, I couldn't reach the mute button fast enough. I apologize with despair.
It's okay.
I wasn't sure if you were talking about muting yourself for sneezing or muting the argument.
¿Por qué no los dos? Okay.
No, myself. Sorry.
You're fine.
It's
Okay.
okay if you want. We'll get Chris to cut it out and soundbite it for you. That way you can just have a I need to throw in a sneeze in a random podcast. Sneeze, 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 sneeze.
Oh my gosh! But there's talking over it.
So-
It's okay.
Cindy liked it. Colin?
I'm good. Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
It's a good time. I could see owning this and actually getting it out maybe once every couple of months.
Yeah.
which is a feat with all the games we have.
Yeah. I don't know if I need to own this, but I am really excited for there's an app coming.
Oh, cool.
And I would definitely play the app. Like that's where I'm at. Like I don't know how much I would play the physical version of this.
Mhm.
Like I wouldn't turn it down. Like it's that like if somebody set it up, I would play it. Am I gonna reach for it off my shelf? I don't know.
I get that.
But I would play the crap out of
The
an app version. Which
Okay.
seems to be a reoccurring theme with horrible games.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like Philip and I were talking about like how Railroad Inc. would be a really good
Oh,
app
that
game.
would be a
Yeah, you
that would
mentioned
be
that our last
so
episode
great.
or two episodes ago.
When last time we talked about it. I only brought because Calvin brought up Railroad Inc.
Right.
I mean, that would that'd be an app I'd pay money for.
Good for you.
Like-
Which is a compliment from Philip.
All right, I got
Right.
a whole bunch of free apps on my phone and my tablet. I'd pay money for that app.
But Calvin, did you say you actually played Dragon Castle, or you just like heard all the hype?
No, I didn't get to play it because the booth was really busy, so I haven't actually gotten to play it yet.
Gotcha.
And this year I believe that they were focused on Railroad Inc. So
Yeah.
I didn't see any demo sets for
Oh yeah.
Dragon Castle.
Makes sense.
Yep. So, Colin, I see a game on here that I'm utterly shocked that you would play.
What's that?
Utterly shocked.
It's not a Western theme.
It's Carson City, the
What?
card game.
It's
Oh.
a card game. Is that why you're shocked?
No, I was being sarcastic.
Because you're talking about all the time. I
Oh.
need to get him to play a card game. Well, I did it.
Not that kind of card game.
Oh.
So yeah, we got Carson City, the card game. You actually picked it up for us.
Yes.
You were so kind. And
I had thoughts about throwing it in the dumpster.
Then you. Never mind. Nothing.
It got damaged in transit.
oh no. But yeah, you actually picked up like 3 things Carson City.
Yeah, I
for us.
did. That
Like-
was probably why I got sick afterwards.
Ah.
Ugh.
That was your food poisoning.
Too much Western.
Too much Western.
So yeah, Carson City, the card game, it is the little brother of Carson City. The way it works is it's in 2 eras. It's split up into 2 halves. There is a deck of terrain cards. You're going to be drafting cards to build out your city.
Mhm.
Out in the middle, everyone has a set of cards numbered 1 to 9. Well, the cards go up to 11, but that's for the AI. You can adjust the difficulties. Oh yeah,
But why don't you just take 10 and make it more difficult?
because it's the way the game works.
Because it goes to 11.
Yeah.
I knew where he was going.
11 is more difficult.
It's more difficult.
So you you will be choosing one of your 9 cards and simultaneously revealing, and whoever has the highest number of that will get to draft the first card and go down from there. Ties are actually broken by the back of you see that all those symbols on the back of that card?
Yep.
Those are the character cards. The
Ah.
back of the current top of that stack will show who's going to break the tie
In what
for
order?
a particular round.
And it changes
Alright.
per card.
Yeah.
All right.
So everyone will get a card, and any remaining cards will go away. You'll get new cards out, and you can arrange your city cards to like put a saloon next to your houses, because that's how they'll score points. They score 2 points per house that's next to them. You can get your banks. They score for each mine that you have and each house that's next to it. Most of the stuff is scoring for adjacency to other things, but there's other things that are scoring for things that are just in your town in general. Some of the more valuable cards will have bandits on them, which are negative points if you don't have either a prison or the sheriff card by the end of the game. And the role cards, the characters, are a very interesting part of this, because some of them add to your number. So you have a roll in front of you. You can use it like twice during the game. What's the exhaust? not tap. I was like, what's the non-copyrighted term?
I'm sure somebody's like all these terms. I feel like I'm surprised no one's copyrighted exhaust.
Yeah. So you will exhaust the character, adding like between 2 and 5 to your card number. So you can technically have like a 14, and so you'll automatically be picking your card first if that's the case. There's other cards. There's one card that it flips out another card, and when it comes to your turn, you choose 2 cards to take. And they're just all varying powers, and some will be scoring conditions at the end of the game. Like the school teacher scores an extra point for every house in your city, or house symbol, because the hotels actually count as 2 houses.
Ah.
So you go through the cards 9 times. Like you'll lay down all your cards. You can see what cards everyone has played out of their hand. So you can say, okay, you've already used your 9, so I could be good to play mine and not worry about tying. And you'll pick up all your cards, do it 9 more times, and then you'll count up on the score pad at the end of the game. Some people have complained about that. It is a little too small.
The score pad
Yeah, because it's hard to. The general store and the drug store
look very similar.
They just one says general, one says drug. But it's like like a quarter of an inch. So something I want to do is like blow that up a little bit. But overall, it's a pleasant experience. The hang up that a lot of people have is when you have less than 4 players, you need to fill out to 4 players with AI. And that's what I was talking about earlier. So Cindy and I...
So even if we only have like 2 or 3?
Yeah. So you'll have a virtual player, and the way they value cards, so you'll have their deck just sitting on the table, and you'll flip over the top of okay, that's their position for the round. And there's numbers in the middle of all the cards. I don't know if you noticed that, of the terrain cards.
I did.
And at the bottom of the roll cards. That's the appeal value of those cards, and that's how they get their points. Those numbers added up at the end of the game will be their score.
And they always take whatever's highest when it's their turn to draft.
Yeah. And they can win. They beat down Cindy and I in our first game pretty bad.
It made me like very frustrated, and I was like, I don't want to play this game again. This was so like, it seemed unfair that the AIs beat us that bad.
Yeah, it was by like 20 and 40 points that they beat us by.
Yeah.
But I played it a second time. Well, I played it solo, and then that was actually really nice. I actually put them on like medium difficulty, and I lost to one of them. I played against 3 AI. I lost to one of them, beat the other 2.
That's cool.
And then I played a 2-player game with someone at work, and he was like, that was really good. And we both, he tied with the top scoring AI, and I beat both of the AI in that one. And then we played a 4-player game, so we didn't need any of them, with my parents. And that went really well.
Yeah, and that made me regain confidence. I was like, okay, good. I don't hate this game. It's better. And hearing Colin's other situations with the AI things, I'm like, okay, we just sucked our first game because we didn't really know what we were doing, because we're so used to the board game, and this plays. It's similar, but it's definitely different than the board game for sure.
It's more similar in thematic,
right? Exactly, than it is in mechanics.
But what I said I played it with my parents, and I was talking about my mom and like how it can be iffy to teach her certain games. But I was confident with this game because there's every building reacts differently, and every roll card reacts differently, but you're only seeing 5 cards at a time at any given moment.
Right.
So
it
makes it easier. Okay, this building does that, and that's the only new thing in this round.
Yeah.
And then so we play the round, and then the next cards flop out. Okay, we've got 2 new buildings this time.
Yeah. His mom went crazy heavy on the character cards.
Yeah.
It was so funny. She got a lot of points from those
one of the roll
characters.
cards actually scores you bonus points for each character card that you have.
Yeah.
But 2 thumbs up from me. This will probably be my travel version of Carson City.
Did it bug you like it bugged me that the rectangular cards are like 4 too high for that little trench?
It's yeah.
Okay. I was like, it just slides out just enough.
Like nobody actually looked to see, oh, hey, our trench isn't tall enough.
Yeah, our trench is not tall enough for these cards. It's like,
That's because the
Yeah.
trench is never made for the cards. It's always made to fill in the gap of the punch board.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
possibly.
But there is none in this game.
Unless, are there instruction cards in that deck?
There are.
Yeah, there's some player aids.
Okay, there we go.
I can just take out the other languages because
and hey,
there's
guess
two
what?
in each
There's
language.
4 player aids.
Ah, there we
So
go.
there you go.
No, there's actually I think like 8 of them.
Oh.
There's like 2 in each language though.
Oh, we only pulled out 4 when we played. Okay, never mind.
All right.
Do we want to talk about Montana now, or do you want to wait till next time?
No, we can wait.
Okay. So, because I do want to get a chance for Calvin to tell us a little more about Essen and all the cool stuff he saw there.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go over my my pictures because I think that'll jog my memory the best. Hang on, let me load it up. For all my pictures of Essen, you can go to instagram.com/boardgameprices. What did I look at? I really wanted. I came this close to buying the new Battlestar Galactica game.
Oh,
Starship.
the minis one, right?
Yes, it's by Ares Games. They made Wings of War, so it's like a dogfight system. But I was like, am I ever gonna play this? Honestly,
It is the X-wing version of Battlestar Galactica.
Philip is mad on his phone now.
Yeah, Philip loves Battlestar Galactica, but yeah, it is legit. If you look at the pieces, it's the X-wing system, but with Battlestar on it.
Order now and get a complimentary toaster.
I just don't know how they.
Nailed it.
I saw
Colin
that,
wins.
but I don't understand how they expand it because it's not like there were a wealth of ships in that game.
you mean in Battlestar?
Yeah,
There were.
like you could probably on 2 hands tell me all the ship
I mean,
types.
the expansions that I saw that they had there, that was like coming 2019. They had the Raptor, which is like the support ship.
Mhm.
They had the Heavy Raider.
Okay.
That's it, right? Like that's it.
So,
That's
like,
all the shit.
According to the rebooted TV show, you had Mark II Vipers, Mark 7
Mark 7
Vipers,
yeah.
and then you had Cylon Raiders, Cylon Heavy Raiders, Raptors, and that was it. There's
And
5
then
ships.
the ship that they built.
Oh yeah, and then they had that one stealth ship that
Yeah.
they built that kind of looked like a
And
really
I think,
slicked out Mark
think
II.
they also were pulling in like a Viper from the original show.
There could be original Colonial Vipers. There's also that one, the Stealth Star that was in an episode. They might, so there could be a total of like 7
Yeah, like
ish fighter ships.
ta-da!
Unless you want to start bringing in like base stars and battle stars, I'd be okay with that.
And the prison ship.
Have
Oh,
some.
that's cool,
Oh yeah,
actually.
bring in the Colonial Fleet. That would the refugee fleet.
That would be more like Armada, I think.
That
right?
would be more Armada. Yeah.
So another game that I really liked that I saw there was what's it called? Destiny Aurora Renegades. So Destiny Aurora Renegades is a science fiction. I can't remember if it's co-op or if it's one versus many. But it's basically Betrayal at House on the Hill in space.
Ah, nice.
And the specific gimmick that I really like about it is that you have 5 characters, and they're on the ship, and then half the character, or however many characters you want, really, have to go down to the planet and do the mission. But the characters who are left in space still have to do space fight stuff. So depending on who you send down and who you leave up, the dynamics change because characters have different abilities depending whether they're on the ground or in space.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's a lightweight, light to medium weight science fiction game with like crap ton of amazing miniatures and lots and lots of expansions. It's like I was this close to saying, "Give me all of it," but I was restraining myself. I was one of the things I wanted to do this spiel was I really wanted to restrict how many games I got, especially big long games.
I tell myself that
because-
every year.
Yeah, but this year I actually sort of held to it. This year I actually sort of held to it. The last thing I want to talk about, that I think this is probably, if Twilight Imperium hadn't come out this year, this would be my game of the year, which is Dice Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
I heard
I
you
wanna
talking
play
about this
that.
one.
I want to play it too.
It is stupendously good. They sold out, which is great. But Dice Hospital is a dice drafting game about treating dice. So you roll dice.
These dice are rolling poorly.
No, exactly. They're not doing well. So you roll dice, and then you load them up into ambulances, and then the dice go to hospital, right? So one is the sickest, and 6 is the healthiest. So you got to put them into your various treatment rooms, and like for example, if the dice is a 1 or 2, you got to put them into intensive care. The dice is like a 4 or 5, they got to go to radiology or whatever, right? So it's like there's dice drafting. There's a dice drafting round, then there's worker placement, where you have to assign your various specialists to like treat the dice. So the idea is you want to get them up to 6 and then treat them again. That heals them, then you can discharge them. And the more dice you can discharge per round, the better your scoring. So if you discharge, like if let's say if you and I are playing and I discharge 2 dice a round, and but you after 4 rounds discharge 8 dice, you score way more points. The challenge is that new dice are always incoming, and you have to make space in your hospital, because if you have to turn away patients, you lose points because they die.
Oh.
You
I was
know?
gonna ask, does anybody ever die?
Yeah. If you don't heal your patients, they get sicker from neglect, and then they can die.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's-
thematic, so.
I mean, the thing that makes it sort of bearable for me, because I'll talk very briefly about this other game called Holding On: The Troubled Life of Billy Kerr.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
You were
Please
talking
do.
about this.
Yes.
See, the thing is, right, I don't know anything about that game, and I can't. Like, this nice lady named Steph, who was working at the Hub Games booth, was trying to explain the game to me, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop, because I can't take it emotionally. But it's apparently about a guy who's dying in hospital, and like that is not a theme that I can handle on a personal level. Dice Hospital almost gets there for me, but they're dice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's literally a dice lying in an MRI machine. Like, oh
Right.
no, you know.
Yeah, it's like
they're not-
pandemic. You're not really disease people. It's cubes.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So there's a level of abstraction there that I think helps
You
the
can
theme.
handle.
And
Yeah,
it's
and also-
actually a unique idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And more importantly, it's about helping them. You know, the game is about making them better. You want to
Right.
make them better so that you can get the points.
So, is there a pharmacy in this? Like, if
Um,
a 6 comes into your hospital, will a 6 come into your hospital?
No, you have to re-roll 6s and 1s.
Okay, I was like, if it's a 6, it just goes to the pharmacy, gets a prescription, and they're on their way.
I mean, there probably is a pharmacy tile, but it's not for like a quick in and out. Like, it's assumed that everyone who has to come to the hospital needs, actual inpatient treatment.
Gotcha.
But it's a very, very good game, because you have to build up your combos, and like, hire the right specialists, and sometimes in order to be able to guarantee you get the specialist you want, you have to take the ambulance full of sick dice. And by the way, if you get the deluxe version, there's 3D printed ambulances
Ooh.
Nice.
that you physically slot the dice into, and then you can make
That's
noise.
really cool. That would so be Colin. He makes noises.
It would. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
now I have to play this game.
Dice Hospital is amazing. My copy arrives tomorrow. I just got the shipping notification,
Nice.
and I'm so excited. Like my girlfriend was saying, like, I feel really bad, she said, because we have all these Spiel games, but all I really want to do is play Dice Hospital.
Speaking of tomorrow, happy Keyforge Eve, everybody.
Oh no.
It's finally being released, huh?
I'm so excited. I'm so
know.
excited.
I
That
know.
means you have people to play with, right?
Well, sort of. And I'm getting kind of bored of the decks I have. With the 2 I have.
You're funny.
Okay.
Funny.
So, with that, we're going to go to our game show. But first, we have to thank our sponsor, Easy Roller Dice. Cindy, why don't you show off the goodies we've got today? We got a
Ooh.
Himalayan pink.
Guys,
These-
if I could win this, I would totally enter, but I'm not eligible because
These are
I'm on the show.
this is another set of dice, a set of 7 dice, but these are acrylic dice.
Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous.
You got to stay tuned if you want to. We still got some metal sets, but those of you, and now we have 3 times the ways that you can.
That's right.
You can win if you can join us. We're on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. All stream at the same time. You just gotta. I think anybody that's chatted in the chat room, we'll just have them as an entry.
Yeah, that
Most of
sounds
the
good.
people in here, they follow me and such.
Yep.
So we'll do a roll off here probably in a little bit, but yeah, Easy Roller Dice sponsored this show. They got great dice. They have dice trays. They have dice cups coming. I keep seeing the production stuff for them, and I get so jazzed.
Where are you seeing the
Nice.
production stuff?
Well, the emails, the updates that they're sending.
I have not been getting emails for that.
You know what? It's been a little bit. I
Okay.
mixed up that and Gorus Maximus because they've also. They were kickstarted around the same time, and they've both been sending production updates, so I may have mixed them over.
Okay,
But there has been a couple. There has-
they have
They're-
because
they-
I
I know they are in production right now.
I do Kickstarter push notifications instead of emails.
Gotcha.
So-
Mm.
Yeah.
There you go.
So and even if you go on their website, easyrollerdice.com, they've also got amazing products
.com.
there. But if you want a chance to win these dice, you need to comment and comment in the chat, any of the chat rooms. You may not see each other because if you're on different platforms, you may not see it in the chat there. But if you look on our screen, you can see it.
Yeah,
So-
we had Ember Celica was saying that Twitch is not showing our replies.
Yeah, that may
Oh,
be
no.
because I'm the owner, so it feeds to everybody. But it may. But that's why
Ah.
there's the chat.
That's why there is a chat.
That's
yeah,
why
so
I
Ember
put it up
Celica
there,
said
so
that's why
everybody
Oh, the
chat's there.
chat's actually in our video.
Yes.
stream.
Yes.
Oh.
That's why, so that somebody on Facebook, like Matthew just talked on Facebook about Matthew Jude's in the chat room
Yeah, I saw that.
talking about how Calvin sold him on Dice Hospital. So anybody can see that even if you're on YouTube.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But now we're going to get to the good stuff. For instance, if you want to talk in the chat room, we got to figure out teams here because I got a team trivia game for us.
Team trivia game.
So we could go Calvin and Philip, and then, Cindy and Colin, but I feel like that's like standard.
What's the theme of the game?
So the theme is I have 4 top
Because
10.
if it's westerns, I pick Colin.
So I think that to be fair,
To be
we
fair.
should pair either Colin or Calvin with Philip. Because I think that they have the most board game knowledge.
So
over them.
Colin and Calvin are our team captains, basically.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right on. Wait, which Colin?
Not
the bear or
bear.
me?
There we go. Colin the bear is gonna
Oh,
make
Hey,
the
my-
team with the bear, obviously.
My money's
Right?
on the bear.
Right?
So the way this is going to work is I have 4 top 10 lists here.
'Kay.
And we're going to go
I
back
can
and
see through your cards.
What?
I can see through your
Ever
cards.
so
like, can
slightly.
you read?
Yeah. Not now, because you have.
Get your
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold your-
put a
fancy card
bunch
there.
of. Oh,
There
okay,
you
there you
go.
go. All right.
Anyways. So
Stop cheating, Cindy.
Yeah.
I was purposely not reading, but I could if I paid
I'm
attention.
not going to be on a team with a cheater.
I am not cheating. That's why I told him.
you know what? Let's do this Family Feud style. I think that's going to be the best way to do
Okay.
this. I was
Okay.
figuring out how we're going
So
to do
who's on
this.
whose team then?
So I think we should mix it up and have Calvin and Cindy,
Okay.
and then Philip and Colin.
Let's
All
do
right.
this.
So I threw you a bone on the first one, Philip.
Going down, Blondie.
Sure.
And I will tell you, these lists get progressively harder.
Okay.
So you're getting a curveball in the beginning.
It's Munchkin.
You're not wrong.
I saw. a
But
whole-
is he right?
I saw like 5 different Munchkin versions this weekend.
So on our first list,
'Kay.
and so we'll start with, I guess,
What? Get a die.
yeah, let's get a die. I need a die.
There's a die right here. There's a die right here.
No, don't use
Don't
that.
open them.
Don't break the seal.
All right, we'll go odds. Philip's odd, and then Cindy's even. All right,
It's
so
a 10.
What do we got? What do we
Cindy's
got?
going first.
All
So
right.
between you give this is right now I have the top 10 from BGG. I took and typed in the word Munchkin.
'Kay.
And titles with the word Munchkin in them came up. I sorted them by board game rank. So I have the top 10 Munchkin or games with the word Munchkin in the title on here. So start as our first round. Give me a number on there.
Like
Or
give you a
give you a
name?
game. Yeah, Family Feud style.
All right, so you're aiming for number 1.
You're trying to get number 1.
Is there a Munchkin Deluxe? I don't know.
That is, yeah.
Okay, Munchkin Deluxe.
Okay.
Don't help her.
I was saying it existed, so
That is.
Oh, do I need to do
It's
that?
not even in the
It's
top
not
10.
even on there?
It's not even on there.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
which one is it?
There-
Good enough.
I think it's
That's
2.
close enough.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right, Philip,
Ah,
give me a Munchkin game.
I'm blinding everyone. Munchkin Conan.
Not on there.
His face.
All right, back to Sydney to decide who's even playing.
Star Munchkin.
Star Munchkin is on there at number 8.
Okay.
All right, Philip, you get one last chance.
Super Munchkin.
Super Munchkin is not on the board. So it's over to
Calvin
Team
now.
Calvin. You two could talk. At this point, we'll let people discuss because otherwise we may be here all day.
I don't know any Munchkins except for now Star and
Just
CCG.
stand up. Look down there.
Right? There's like, he's not even joking. That entire bottom.
Is standard Munchkin not going to be the top answer? Surely.
This is rated. Remember, this is BGG rank.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Still should be the top answer.
Is that what you're going to go with?
I
Yeah,
don't care.
right.
Go for it.
That's your first X.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not on the in the list. The top 10, Munchkin is not on there. I gave you a hint.
Munchkin Zombies. What do you think, Calvin?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, Munchkin Zombies.
Munchkin Zombies is number 4.
Woo! Do we have to get them all?
No, you just have to get
Get
more
as many
points.
as you can. Yeah.
Oh.
So, all right, you got Star Munchkin at 8 and Munchkin Zombies at 4. I gave you a hint at the start of this, and nobody took it.
I
Super
wasn't
Munchkin?
paying attention.
We don't listen to you.
I don't know. I have
Philip
no
already said Super Munchkin, but if you
Oh, but
wanna
she said
say
it again. I heard
idea.
it.
He did?
Yes,
Oh, I didn't. He said Conan, I
She
heard.
wasn't paying attention.
that was his
See?
second answer.
Oh.
I'll give you a break on that one.
I don't know. It's technically Calvin's turn to guess.
Well, I was letting y'all talk as a team.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, wait, no, hang on. So
I hate co-op games.
Right?
he said the words he said were games with Munchkin in the title, not Munchkin games.
Somebody was
Mm.
paying attention.
Well, I mean, I got
Ah.
that, but then what has Munchkin in the title that's not a Munchkin game?
They have tie-ins with like other stuff.
Could it be the Munchkin CCG? But that's still so fairly new.
It's
Could
old
it be
enough.
that highly ranked? Is it? It is a CCG, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna guess, and I'm gonna guess like
for it.
the two. Okay, so Munchkin is random weird nonsense, right? What's another game that's random weird nonsense? I don't know whether this is actually a thing, but I'm going to guess that there is at least like a Smash Up Munchkin promo.
Smash Up Munchkin is number 2.
Wasn't
Wow.
there a Munchkin?
Oh wow, really?
There is a whole Smash Up Munchkin.
Wasn't
a
there
game.
Munchkin Castle Panic?
There was Munchkin Panic.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
gonna
there
say
you go.
I'm gonna say Munchkin Panic.
Munchkin Panic is not on the list. though.
Darn. Okay. Well, we have one more X.
Yep.
So Calvin, go again. Because you're doing better than me.
What was that? What was that? That number 4 was it? Munchkin Zombies.
Munchkin Zombies.
Yeah.
So far you have number 2, you have Smash Up Munchkin. Number 4, you have Munchkin Zombies. And number 8, you have Star Munchkin.
What's the only thing more popular than sci-fi and zombies?
Are you seeing my card here?
No, no, I mean, I'm just thinking logically.
Yeah. No, I like it.
What is it? What is it? It's Cthulhu.
Oh.
Is there a Cthulhu Munchkin?
Number
Yes,
3
there
is Munchkin Cthulhu.
Wow.
That's why I said, are you seeing my card?
I can barely see your head.
Let's see.
Well, see, that's why I'm wearing the fez. That way I don't, like, blind everyone with the lights glaring off my bald head.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what else.
I need a
I
tooth.
really want to know what number 1 is.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna kill yourself when you figure out what it is, or you hate yourself, not kill, but you're gonna hate
Hey, we're gonna kill anybody. We're gonna kill you.
Just so we can speed it up, I'll give the other team a chance to if they can get number 1.
Okay.
Philip?
Just so we can move on. So we can move on.
I mean,
I'll give you
Bites.
one. I'll give you one
Bites.
guess at number
Huh?
1.
Bites? CCG?
Uh,
Did the CCG get said?
Yes, I said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't. You never
I
said
never
it.
did
Oh,
You were
officially
sorry.
say it.
She never officially said
never
it.
That's
officially
true.
said it.
The Munchkin CCG.
Is not on the list.
Glad I didn't say
what?
it then.
Number 1 is Munchkin Loot Letter,
What?
the Munchkin version of Love Letter,
Oh.
Oh
which
my
is actually
gosh.
like a staggering amount above everything else.
Wow.
Number 2 and 3 and 4 you got. Number 5 was Munchkin Adventure Time. Number 6 was
Oh.
Munchkin Marvel. Number 7 was Munchkin Apocalypse, which is a shame because that's probably my favorite of them. Number 9 is Munchkin Booty, and number 10 is Munchkin Legends.
Wow.
What
Hmm.
is Munchkin Apocalypse?
Munchkin Apocalypse is basically Munchkin, except for their 7 seals. So instead of there's a second win or there's not a second win condition. There's another loss condition where if the 7th seal opens, everybody loses. So there's been a couple of games I've played that where I know I'm not going to win, so I'm just going to tank the game for everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
That's a Philip strategy.
Classic Phil move right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go.
All right.
This is where things are going to get. This idea spawned off of a series of tweets that Calvin's talked about recently. So we're going to do a little bit of a dichotomy here of the BGG hotness versus the actual hotness.
Oh.
Yeah. So the next list, top 10. So this is going to be Calvin and Colin. This is, for the month of October, the top 10 most played games on BGG.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
So let's go odd for Calvin, or for Colin this time. That die didn't want to stop.
Yeah, it
All
just
right.
kept going.
All right, so Colin's going to start.
All right. This is the top played game.
Top played games.
I will say Azul.
Azul is the number
I
one
was gonna
answer.
say
So do you want to play or pass?
Uh.
I didn't ask them last time.
That's right. You didn't.
Might
Might as well play.
I'll play.
All right, so what do you got?
Top played games
Top played games on
for
BGG
October.
for October.
Is there a Nightmare Before Christmas board game?
I don't think that would be on there. Let's go. Let's throw it
wasn't
out
the
there. What?
That wasn't the question. Is there one though?
I'm thinking. I think the Mind was out at that point officially.
Oh, okay.
So, fast game, multiple play.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to say it.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. The Mind.
The Mind is number 9.
All right.
All right.
Let's see.
Oh.
Scythe gets a lot of love.
Scythe gets a lot of love.
I'm sure it's on both of them.
I played Scythe. Did we play Scythe in October?
A
Yeah,
few
we
times.
We did play Scythe.
Like
in
10 of
October.
those plays were yours, right?
did.
Yeah, because you did Rise of Fenris.
Yeah, I did.
But
Oh, let's go with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scythe.
Scythe is number 4.
All right.
All
there
right.
we go. Yeah, we're
I have a
we're
guess.
trucking
Okay.
along. We're trucking along.
And now it's here where we start tanking.
Exactly.
Well, Terraforming Mars is still hot up there too. I know people are
Yeah.
still digging on it.
Terraforming Mars is number 2.
Oh, yes, that
There we
was an
go.
official guess.
That was an official game.
I'm just trying to speed us up a little
Was
bit.
this
he
like-
did that for us.
Yeah,
too.
there we had a
All right.
little bit of like genie faking the second wish to save it.
Wish for more wishes.
That's right. Ice Cool.
Sure, throw it out there.
Ice Cool.
Ice Cool is not on the list.
Crap.
Let's see.
I can't. You already hit the buzzer. I can't. Either of them.
Maybe some Cthulhu game like the Arkham Horror card game.
Oh yeah, Arkham Horror, or
some sort of LCG.
so.
L5R.
This is not.
Yeah,
because
because that's not out,
Yeah, that technically didn't come out till like the end.
so we don't see that.
I think it was like a week, the last week of October.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know why I'm helping
Spyfall. No, I've played that though.
Yeah, you have. I'm only manning the hotkeys right now, so I can't hit that
Oh,
one.
you can't hit that one. Okay. Yeah.
I want to go with the Arkham Horror card game.
All right, go with it.
Yeah.
Is not on the list.
Oh,
I was going between that and L5R, but I don't want to pick both.
All right.
some iteration of Ticket to Ride.
Nope.
Damn.
All right. You
Okay,
Hey,
it's off our
Calvin.
plate now.
got, you got one
That's right.
chance to steal.
What do you think about Western Legends? Because I know it's hot right now.
Yeah, it's a good guess.
All right, Western
It's
Legends.
right now.
Not on the list.
Darn.
Was
Number-
it hot in October? That's the
Yes,
question.
it was.
Number
It's all over
3 was
BGG.
Gloomhaven.
Oh.
Number 5 was Sagrada.
Yeah, that
Number
doesn't
6
surprise
was
me.
Welcome to.
That
Oh, of
doesn't surprise
course,
me.
yeah.
Number 7 was King Domino.
Oh, that does surprise me.
Number 8 was Splendor.
You know,
Wow.
I started
these
thinking
are
about that.
quick, easy games.
And number 10 was Coimbra.
oh
Coimbra.
yeah, that was super hot, or is super hot.
So hot
Because
right
it's
now.
not,
Little
it's not,
Paris
it's not
Hilton over here.
Coimbra,
It's
it's
hot.
Coimbra.
Well, if you look at the hot games on BGG,
When am I ever going to do that?
never. That's the thing. If
So-
you
so
did,
when it came to like thinking about Munchkin, I did way better than thinking about,
Right.
hey, what are people actually playing? Well, I mean, apart from Azul, I had Azul up as my number one, but Colin got
Yeah,
got
Colin
there.
jumped right in there.
got
He
the
was like,
die roll.
Azul.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna skip one of these because the hardest one I don't think you'd even get. I think you'd get like 2 of these.
what is it? I just want to know.
So it ties into the next category.
Oh, okay.
So this ties into the Calvin's point, which was that BGG is not representative of the board game hobby,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and that is I went to ICV2. They publish if you're one of their pro members, they have a biannual magazine where they post sales numbers
oh,
for popular game. Well, not numbers, but like rankings of what the most bought board games were. So but they rank them differently. They rank them as board games and then card/dice games. So if like it had a deck of cards, it wasn't considered a board game per se.
Just
like
in general.
like if it was just cards.
if it was just cards.
Okay.
Like here,
Yeah.
like I will read these because you would have never have gotten these. Like number 1 was Codenames, which was obvious. Number 2 was it said Rick and Morty, but I wasn't sure what version of Rick and Morty. It was a very small thing.
Oh,
Number
okay.
3 was Smash Up. Number 4 was Cards Against Humanity. Number 5 was Marvel Legendary. 6 Exploding Kittens. 7 was Super Fight. 8 was Boss Monster. 9 Bang, and 10 was Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle.
So these were the card games.
These are the card/dice games.
Okay.
Now I'm going to give the last one we're going to do is the top hobby board games from spring 2018. That's when
sold
it
in
Oh.
spring
was
2018.
sold in spring 2018.
Okay,
So that
so it's
doesn't
in
necessarily.
sales.
So that
This
doesn't
is
necessarily
sales.
mean hot.
Is this by
games.
unit or
It's just
by
what's
dollar
been
amount?
Selling.
Oh.
That is a good question, and I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna
These are-
I'm gonna guess by units.
Calvin's saying they're by unit.
Yeah,
Because yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Like looking at the titles here, I'm pretty sure it's units.
Okay.
Well,
So-
because I mean,
So is it Philip and I that get to guess?
Yes.
because it and just to like it would be by unit because if you went by dollar amount, you could have. I mean, Star Trek Ascendancy cost $100.
All right.
That was 1 unit.
So
You could buy
another.
5 $20
I will
games.
also
Yeah.
give you
$100.
a tip that there is only 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 games that were released in the past 12 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably all older stuff.
Just as a hint.
Okay.
So
Or not.
Cindy
older,
went
but-
last time first, so Philip, start us off.
All right, we're going by unit sales.
Unit
Spring
sales.
2018.
Spring 2018.
Old stuff.
All
yeah,
right.
not brand
All
new.
right. Unit sales. I'm going to go with
Not card or dice games.
Not
not
card or die.
dice.
All
games.
of these games have a board.
Arcadia Quest.
Arcadia Quest is not on the list.
Mm.
I'm gonna guess Scythe.
Scythe is on the list at number 4.
Ah.
So over to, are you playing or passing?
You want to play, Calvin?
yeah, I want to play
Okay. All right, we'll play. And
All right.
So you get the first guess, or next guess.
Catan.
Catan
Yeah.
is on the list at number 2. Number 2.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. Let's see.
You want to guess Pandemic?
Oh yeah. Pandemic. Thank
Pandemic is number 3.
you. I was blanking.
Wow.
Let's see what else is
I wonder is it, I
Good.
wonder if that's all encompassing of the different versions. Of Pandemic.
Possibly.
No, I'm pretty sure that it's just. Well,
It's-
I don't know.
You know,
It's possible. Yeah.
it's possible, but it also I would not be surprised if it was just straight Pandemic.
Mm.
What about Ticket to Ride?
Yeah, let's guess Ticket to Ride.
Okay.
Ticket to Ride is number 8.
Man.
Yeah.
I didn't have hope for winning this game.
Has Splendor been guessed?
Splendor has not
No,
been guessed.
But that doesn't have a board. It's cards and tiles. So if we're going by what he was saying,
No, you're right. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Mm,
There was one of these that I was actually
about-
surprised about.
what about something like Carcassonne? Because that's tiles.
yeah, let's do Carcassonne.
Okay, Carcassonne.
Carcassonne is not on the list.
Okay.
Good, because that was
That was
gonna
your
be,
first X, I believe.
that was going to
right?
be my steal answer.
Yeah.
Huh. No. Try to think of like old standards. Well, you said
Never-
some.
I
you
said
a
there
few
were
of them
four-
Were
I
in
said
the
there are
past
4 that were
12
released
months.
in the past 12 months. One of them I'm not sure about, but I'm pretty sure it was in the past 12 months.
Which one was
Twilight Imperium.
Well, so I said Scythe was.
I
on
didn't
there.
say the best games from spring 20.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm.
I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
What was? I'm blanking. I don't know.
Got an
Is
idea.
terraforming Mars that popular?
We can say Azul.
Oh, Azul.
Azul is number 9.
Thank you, Calvin. Good job. Let's see. Oh, Sagrada. That's a no. That doesn't have a board. That's dice. That's a dice game. So that would be on the other list.
I like the idea of saying Terraforming Mars
Okay.
because just
Terraforming
based on the-
Mars is number 6 on the list.
Woo! Good. Glad I thought of it. All right. So how many do we have?
I have number 1, number 5, number 7, and number 10 left.
Okay, so we've gotten a bunch of them.
4 left.
Mm. The old standard.
There's
Look around the room.
There is number. I'm
Whoa.
I'm surprised nobody's guessed number 1.
Show me potato salad.
No one's guessed number 1.
You have number 1, 5, 7, and 10 left. I don't think you'll get 5, 7, or 10. I'm just saying.
So what's number 1?
Higher than what had purchased more than Catan in spring 2018.
It's obviously Monopoly.
I don't think
Which
so.
Cindy's not
dear.
allowed to play anymore.
It does say hobby board games, so
Oh,
I'm
is that
wondering
right?
if it filters out those.
Mm.
Monopoly Gamer.
I want to make you guess.
Monopoly
I'll
for
make-
millennials.
What'd you say,
Go ahead, Calvin.
Wait. No, Codenames was on the other list.
Yes,
It
right?
was on the
was,
other
it
list.
was.
That's a card game.
This is tough.
I'm gonna guess a Star Wars game.
Oh.
Didn't X-Wing Second Edition just come out?
I will.
Mm.
X-Wing Second Edition technically was listed on a. This is spring, so it was not out then. But I will
Okay.
tell you that X-Wing is classified on a separate list.
As a miniatures.
It's
Okay, all right.
classified as a miniatures
It's a
game.
miniatures game.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Okay, cool. Then I don't
Number
know.
1
Plus, it
selling
has cards and dice.
Number 1
for
selling
spring
game.
2018. Why am I blanking? I can't think of what came out. Like,
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be what
What
came
came
out.
out,
Just
I
what was
know.
being
What's
purchased.
sold? What's sold?
Colin knows. He's over there like, I got this, guys.
All right, I'm gonna toss it over just to see.
I don't think I have it.
Philip.
I'm trying to remember
Uh,
when Seafall was like being raged over.
Oh, that was like 2016.
Okay. Yeah.
The
I
end
did,
of 2016.
I was thinking
I'm also trying to remember what was on the wall. at
Although you still
CMON
technically
Expo.
have 2 strikes left
That's
if
right.
you want to
Yeah,
just
I know.
throw stuff out there.
I don't think you have it.
rapid
That's-
fire. Bam, bang, 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 bang.
I will give you the
Uh,
hint. None of the rest of these games, these remaining 4 games are not in this room.
I didn't think they probably would be. Are they? Do you know if we have them?
Are we allowed to guess? Is
Yeah,
our
we
team
still
allowed-
have.
Yeah,
we
you,
still
still
have-
have,
still
you
have-
still have 2 guesses.
You still have
Like
2
we
strikes.
still
you
have
can
2
get.
strikes we can get.
It's not Risk, is it?
No, Risk is not on there. I'm pretty sure they filter because it says hobby board games. I'm pretty sure they filtered
Okay,
that out.
all right.
What's the other category?
It was
what,
card-
mass market
Like hobby board games versus
mass
market.
mass
Mass
market.
market.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
classic game.
Not
Yeah.
classic.
No,
See, I'd go with
it's not in
like
here.
mass market.
Is it
Yeah.
Is it stuff we own?
You might own one of these.
She's wanting
I think you own
clues.
one of these.
They print
we
these
also-
things by the literal ton.
Have we answered Pandemic?
We did.
Yeah, you did.
You suggested that. It
That was number 3.
3. Okay.
Number 3.
I don't know. I give up.
All
I
right.
know this is so tough.
All right. For the win, for the steal, can you get the number 1 game?
You
No.
might get the number one. Let's
Purchased spring 2014.
18.
18.
18.
When you jump back 4 years.
I did.
Let's
He said it's not in this room, so
not
it
in this
doesn't even
room.
matter.
So it's not CMON.
Yeah.
It's
Or
not
Or
Fantasy Flight.
FFG.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Or Warhammer.
Unless it's Eldritch Horror, which he just sold. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm totally spacing.
I'll give you another hint. It's not the number one game, but there is an FFG game on this list. But like I said, it is not in this room.
Eldritch
But-
Horror.
Was discussed in this episode.
Oh,
Eldritch
damn it.
Horror.
Nope.
Arkham Horror.
What?
no,
Arkham Horror.
not
Nope,
Arkham Horror
Horror's
either.
on the table.
Hmm.
Oh, of course.
All right.
Mansions of Madness.
I'll go ahead and no, I have
That's
mentioned.
on-
Yeah.
that's on
Put
his
us out of
We're-
our misery.
So I will go ahead and number one,
Uh-huh.
Gloomhaven.
Oh. Oh no.
What is that?
It's
It
a
is
gigantic.
it's a gigantic dungeon crawl game.
Yeah.
That was where at first I was like, money wise, because it's like a $150 board game.
Yeah.
So I was like, is it money?
No, they sold 250,000 copies.
Yeah,
of
but
Gloomhaven.
they've
So that's a unit. Okay.
spring around spring is when it started becoming available in retail.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Number 5, Fallout the board
It's
game.
bad now. I should have got that. Yeah.
Fallout
yeah,
the
okay.
board game.
Fallout. This one surprised me. Fallout the
Is that
board
the
game.
FFG
That's
one
the FFG
that was
one.
mentioned.
I
Mm.
mentioned it talking about the
You
card
did.
deck. And
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
number 7 was Dark Crystal,
What the heck is that?
based on the movie The Dark
You ever
Crystal.
remember the movie The Dark Crystal?
No.
heard of
And
it.
number 10 was Clans of Caledonia.
Really?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that doesn't
'Cause it
surprise
was
me.
being,
What's that?
It was brand new then.
Yeah, it had just fulfilled last November.
Yeah, because we got it right before PAX.
Yeah,
right?
PAX was in November.
Oh yeah. I think
Yeah.
we got it October.
But basically, I just want to illustrate. You got the BGG top 10, and there's maybe like 2 of these, 3, 4 of these games are on the most sold.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then if you look at the card and dice games, like none of these.
Yeah.
These are all like,
That's
so-
just kind of random stuff.
there
Huh.
you go. That's what's popular. Now it's time to give stuff away.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Has anybody been counting how many people got in the chat room?
I have not.
I probably should have had somebody doing that while we were taking forever.
Sounds like work.
Yeah.
1, 2,
I can think of at least 5 right now.
3, 4, 5.
What are we counting?
The number of people in the chat room, so I know to give away.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like 6.
I'm at 5 total.
Okay, 5 total.
That's what I've got. So I've got.
You got a D5?
Just do a D20 divided in half.
Yeah.
So I don't. So for everyone who's in the chat listening right now.
Yep.
If everyone could just type the word monkey. That
No,
way we know
that-
you're still here.
No,
No.
because I'm gonna give it to them even if they weren't here. They did.
I've counted 6 already.
How have you counted 6? So Sigma, Call Cakes, and Cindy Pastorius and OCD Cast are us.
Right, I know. So there's
And
Sir
Viper.
there's Sir Jubes,
One.
Matthew Jude, Ember Celica, MU Jedi. We have Toasted Noodle. Although I don't know what that is.
Oh, thank you. We got a monkey.
Right. See? Somebody's paying attention.
Toasted Noodle.
Anyways, I'm
And there was
just
somebody earlier on that I can't. It won't let me scroll back up higher. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it won't
got
let
all
me go
these.
any higher.
I'm just gonna roll a die and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
We don't need to draw this out.
That's all right. See? 5.
All right, I rolled 10, so that's 5. So I'm gonna go up 5 users, and we'll do that, which I think is Ember Celica. So Sir Jubes is 1, Matthew Jubes is 2, Ember Celica is 3, Lance is 4, and
Toasted Noodle.
Toasted Nudie. That
Is
noodle.
that Toasted Noodle?
Yeah, that might be Noodle. I can't tell.
I think it's Noodle. Do we know who that is?
No, I don't, but I can probably message him.
That's Toasted Noodle. That's what I
So
got there.
congrats, you've won.
All right.
Woo! There we go. All right, now we've drug us out long enough.
That's all right.
Let's
Jubes, you're the actual winner because you typed monkey in the chat. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Look at the monkey.
All right. So, thanks Calvin for joining us
Yeah.
and talking Essen stuff. and making a
putting up
pathetic
with our shenanigans.
attempt at our game show.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is there, other than boardgameprices.com, is there anything you want to plug?
Digandentcast.com is the other website that I help run. That's where I post most of my reviews, and a lot of my Essen coverage will be going up on Dig and Dent. And we'll be recording a podcast about Essen soon, and you can listen to that as well on Dig and Dent.
Nice.
Awesome. Cue the music, Colin. That's wrapping up this week's episode. This podcast is an Obsessive Comics Disorder production. I took Philip's line.
That's okay, because I always forget it.
Visit OCDcast.com for other great content, like the Dirtbags of Holding podcast, where we play RPGs in the best, worst way possible.
You can email us comments and questions at feedback@boardsandswords.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at boardsandswordspod, or on Facebook at facebook.com/OCDcast. You can also follow our individual accounts. I'm Cindy Pastorius on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm Callcakes196 on both of those sites.
Chris the Prof on both of them.
And I'm Phil the Dirtbag on Twitter.
And Calvin is...
Thayla, Ithayla.
Okay.
Colin, this is you.
Oh, yes. So we are a part of the Dice Tower Network, and you can go on the Dice Tower Network and find all sorts of board game related podcasts and learn some more stuff about board games and not be quite as entertained as you are with our show, but you know. But the podcast network, they're sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. You can go to coolstuffinc.com and find all their awesome sales that are going on and get some awesome board games.
Lastly, thanks again to Easy Roller Dice for sponsoring the episode. Thanks to Toasted Noodle for winning. And remember that you need to come here if you want to win free stuff. Check out our Facebook. It was where we would kind of keep all the... Cindy's going to do a better job and take it over for me posting events.
Yep.
But Facebook.com/OCDcast, YouTube.com, and Twitch.tv, all at OCDcast if you want to watch us live, usually on Wednesdays. And lastly, thank you for listening. Come back next time. We're starting to get towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
We are.
I know.
Mhm.
We should probably do like a gift exchange or something.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
So, in the meantime, remember that every gamer has a story, and it may not be as popular as you think it is. Wow, that was good timing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ka-ching.
It's over. I always have to feel like I say that. I have to always say
You're still here?
that.
Go home.
Go home. It's over.